Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing today? I hope you don't mind being inside, but the front fields were just a little bit wet and sodden this morning, so I'm hoping we'll all stay nice and dry. Can I please ask that we just take a moment to silence any electronic devices that you have, and I would also ask if you could refrain from taking photographs. We do have a professional photographer taking group and individual pictures of the graduates, and these will be available online, obviously free of charge, and details will be published on our website. To start, I'd like to invite Sen Chen to the podium to offer this year's invocation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be honest, leading up to this moment, there were a lot of things I felt I just needed to get through. The final Google Slide presentation for Ms. Shorey, AP Calc testing, the last time I had to wake up at 7 a.m. to make it to advisory. I was checking things off a list. But then there were moments that I wanted to hold on to, like making our skits at Winter Carnival, the polar plunge at Lake George, and the last few days on campus without much to do, where we could just be. The thing about time is that we can't control it. When things are bad, hang on, they will change. When things are good, hang on tighter, they'll change too. All we can do is remember. I'm so grateful to share this memory with you. To the class of 2025, welcome to the first day of the rest of our lives. We are small but mighty, surprisingly great at cornhole, and do things our own way. We go with the flow, sometimes a little too much, as anyone who saw our snow sculptures can tell you, but no matter what, we show up for each other. We figure it out. I hope we stay in touch. To our friends and family, our constant supporters, you woke us up, kept us on track, and got us to these seats. Even though this may be the first time you are hearing it, we've been thinking it the whole way through. We appreciate you. And to our teachers, thank you for your guidance and for your patience, for calling us out when we needed it, and for showing us love when we needed that even more. For all that you gave to us, we know that you will turn around and do it all again for the next class. That's what makes you extraordinary. That's what makes you teachers. We can't stop time, but we can honor this moment and be present together. So welcome all. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you so much, Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, Maine Central Institute was founded in 1866 as a feeder school to Bates College in Lewiston, Maine. So it's with great pleasure that I'd like to welcome you all to MCI's 156th Commencement Ceremony for the truly remarkable class of 2025. Today, right now, MCI serves 298 students, 150 male and 148 female. We are a town academy, an independent school by charter that serves the public interest. We support 245 day students, 175 from Pittsfield, 35 from Burnham, and 34 from Detroit. One student attends as a private day student from Canaan. 4 Maine students live here on campus as residential students and hail from Brunswick, Camden, Presque Isle, and Seal Harbor. Our final 48 students are also residential from the state of Texas and the nations of China, Japan, Mexico, Montenegro, Panama, the Republic of Korea, Puerto Rico, Spain, Tanzania, Turkey, and Vietnam. In addition to our on-campus community, MCI also supports 288 Taiwanese students from 16 different high schools that are dotted all over that Asia-Pacific island in our 3-year dual enrollment diploma program. 100 of those Taiwanese students, together with 11 teacher chaperones, will spend, as they always do, the month of July here in Pittsfield undertaking our summer STEAM camp, which is also a required part of their matriculation. And just a few months ago in April, Mr. Gianlombardo and myself visited all of those schools. We conducted 15 commencement ceremonies at 15 of those different Taiwanese partner schools, and we graduated 92 Taiwanese students as MCI alumni. So in a way, this is our 16th commencement ceremony of 2025. This then is the essence of the special source that is Maine Central Institute, an historic, multifaceted, day and boarding school located in the midst of supportive communities who recognize and value the transformative importance of education, that is international in outlook and program, and cosmopolitan in appreciation of different races and cultures. In other words, we are more than the bricks and mortar that you see around you. We're a collective intelligence that is so much stronger because of one another. To the 58 members of the MCI class of 2025 sitting here today, you are now a part of this history and tradition. And as you prepare to embark on new adventures, I just want to share a few final thoughts that might in some small way prove helpful. So for the past 25 years, I've been teaching and learning in schools. As I reflect back on the many shared experiences and ventures with friends, colleagues, parents, and wonderful students, two things always stand out to me. First, it never ceases to amaze me how quickly each year passes by. And second, the sheer unbridled enthusiasm and zest for life of each generation of students leaves a profound feeling of confidence in the future as you move forward and grasp the reins of adulthood, responsibility, and leadership. This year is no different to MCI. Together we've been so busy and accomplished so much that trying to recount it all literally leaves one's head spinning. But once again, as I look at all of you, class of 2025, I see an exceptional graduating class of fine young men and women whose legacy here is one of kindness, engagement, hard work, lasting friendships, and enormous fun, and whose futures are as bright as your individual dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Please, as you leave this chapter of your life and move forward, do so ethically. Please make a positive and real difference in the world that you encounter. And always remember that we will be here for you, both in everlasting support and encouragement, and always so very proud of who you are and what you will become. Very well done. At this time, I'd like to invite our valedictorian, Jane Mounts, to the podium for her valedictory address. However, and you can clap in a second, I'm going to say a few words before that. Now you can clap. So I'm going to say a few words about Jane. She may or may not forgive me. So Jane is our MCI 2025 valedictorian, and it is a true pleasure to formally introduce you all to her. Although I know that many here today have made Jane's acquaintance over the last 4 years by watching her subliminal dance performances as a member of our Bossoff Ballet Theatre. And it's with the Bossoff Ballet Theatre that I really want to start, because it highlights a main circuit cable of Jane's character. 5 years ago, BBT Artistic Director Natalie Getman tells me that she wasn't going to accept Janie, as she calls her, for the summer intensive program, thinking that she'd be completely lost due to a lack of formal training at her home studio. Natalia, therefore agreed to some preliminary online lessons, which were, shall we say, a little fraught, and there were definitely tears, sweat, and frustration, perhaps on both sides. But that's the point. It would have been so very easy for Jane to have thrown up her hands and just simply given up. But she didn't. Instead, she took the harder road, chose perseverance rather than quitting, struggled and strived, gave more blood, sweat, and tears, and developed into what today Natalia tells me is the single best gift a ballet dancer could ever have. Jane became a dancer. This is an impressive achievement in a few short years. And Natalia does not hand out praise like candy. You have to legitimately earn it. Jane presents as quiet and shy, but she is fierce and determined. She has perfectionist tendencies, and while we all know that perfection is a fool's errand, the search for excellence is not. And Jane is proof positive that discipline, focus, and effort will put you into that category. Now, such drive does not escape one's attention, and it's very clear that Jane is a standout dancer, and the same is true of her academics. Jane became valedictorian with, just like Mary Poppins, a practically perfect GPA. But this was not enough to secure early entry into her dream school, Bowdoin. I well remember a quiet knock on my door with Jane's head peering around, plaintively and quietly asking, "Can you help me?" So we sat down. Do you remember? We sat down and we started to review a few things. Now, I'm a pretty hard-nosed realist, despite this cuddly teddy bear persona that you see in front of you. I'm not soft, wishy-washy sort of person. I ask hard, direct, and necessary questions, and I get granular in terms of required detail. Why Bowdoin? Oh, it's a nice school. That's not good enough. What do you want to study? Not quite sure. Find out. And then let's talk about AP results. And yes, there were more tears. But again, Jane did not turn and run for the hills at the prospect of picking herself up and starting from scratch. No, not a bit of it. The unrelenting BBT training regimen kicked in, and together with her own inner strength, she crafted a new Bowdoin narrative. She's been accepted to Bowdoin, and we go in there to study biology this fall. Beyond grades, Jane is deserving of support because she's universally respected by all, not by popularity, but by words and deeds. Jane is polite, non-judgmental, and willing to engage in constructive dialogue with those of different opinions and beliefs. She is a considerate and generous soul with an infectious sense of humor who gets along with everybody. In all that she undertakes, she gives of her best. She does not make excuses when things don't go her way, and she leads by constant, unceasing, ethical, selfless example, and she's emotionally tough. And yes, there were still more tears to come. When I told her that she was valedictorian, she literally collapsed in my office and burst into tears. Again. And then there was the Winter Carnival kickball string of photographs I took as she ran to intercept a high-kicked ball, tripped on the ice, flew through the air like Superman. It was very impressive. Face-planted an icy snowbank with the ball harmlessly bouncing behind her. More tears. But we put her together again, and a few hours later, she was Snowball Queen in all of her finery. Jane, you have been such a positive part of our lives for the past 4 years that it's really hard to envision MCI without your caring, dedicated, encouraging presence. You genuinely epitomize the conviction that one man or woman of principle can always make a difference. You have. and we're all going to miss you a great deal. But we are consoled by absolute faith in the knowledge that you're going to make us all very proud as you continue life's journey. Thank you for being Jane.
Good afternoon, MCI faculty, friends, family, and fellow graduates. Today, we're closing a chapter of our lives and continuing our stories that will hold an abundance of new beginnings and opportunities for each of us. Today is a day of celebration, reflection, and anticipation. Writing this speech was anything but easy, as I couldn't decide what to talk about. My own accomplishments felt selfish, and replaying the accomplishments of my class felt counterproductive, since today we leave all of that behind. I began to think about all I've learned at MCI, not just in the classroom, but throughout personal challenges I've endured. I then began to consider the world we are about to enter. In my own mind, this world is terrifying. I invite you to take a moment and realistically imagine the world we're about to enter. Now, ponder what you will take from high school and apply to this world. Through all the lessons high school has taught me, one stands out in particular. This lesson is not a story, but a quality of utmost importance in modern society: integrity. While some believe that integrity can be simply defined as the action of being honest, there's truly much more to this quality. Honesty is being true to others, a component of integrity. But integrity as a whole dives much deeper than just being truthful. Integrity is the adherence to strict moral and ethical principles and acting consistently with such beliefs. Integrity urges us to do what's right, not what's easy. It is our internal code that influences our actions and character. Integrity lays the foundation for trust, over time, building meaningful relationships personally and professionally. Without integrity, there is no trust. Without trust, the confidence to create change is non-existent. This change is exactly what's needed for our generation to work towards a better future, a complex task that begins with holding integrity close through every action. We are living in a complex time of constant change where nothing is certain. Information flows at a continuing and constant pace, often blurring the lines between truth and fiction. This revolving door of truth and deceit is troubling, and seeking the answers can leave us feeling more uncertain than when we began. In these times of uncertainty, it's easy to lose one's moral compass. In times like these, it is essential to grasp integrity tightly and never abandon it. In the modern world, shortcuts are not only typical, but glorified, as efficiency overrides effort. Truth is overgrown with opinions and self-interest. Social media molds stories and information irresponsibly. Political landscapes shift under broken promises. Corporate actions are driven by profit over principle. Misinformation spreads like an uncontrolled disease, where change feels unimaginable. Integrity is a rare beacon of light, a source of hope and trust that is often dimmed by those who choose personal accomplishments over expansive actions and values. Luckily, this light has not been completely dimmed. Think of Ben & Jerry's. Yes, everyone's favorite ice cream company. Ben & Jerry's has continued to maintain social justice as one of their top priorities, even though they're just an ice cream company. They use their brand and popular social media platforms to speak on issues from climate change to systemic racism. In times when corporations shy away from controversial topics to protect their profits, Ben & Jerry's takes a stand, often at the risk of public backlash. This commitment to values over revenue or image is a rare example of integrity in the modern world. Ben & Jerry's is proving that even in a culture overwhelmed with selfish intentions and misinformation, there are establishments that are willing to act with purpose and responsibility, reminding us that progress is possible. Integrity is crucial in large-scale aspects, but it's also the sum of small everyday choices that we make that will undoubtedly build the trust that's essential for change. Integrity is following up on commitments. Integrity is showing up when promised. Integrity is being respectful to all. Integrity is doing the right thing even when you're alone. Integrity is speaking up for what you believe is right. Speak up for what you believe in, even if it makes you uncomfortable or unpopular. Integrity is about making decisions aligning with your values, without concern for how the dishonest will react. As we leave high school, we're stepping into a world that needs leaders who see the bigger picture. Integrity is essential, needed more than ever. No matter what your dream is or what the future holds for you, your actions will always influence everyone around you. You have the power to change yourself, to change others, to change the world. You will not be remembered for the accomplishments you've made or the awards you've received. You will be remembered for your actions, your values, and how you treated others. I urge you to leave MCI holding on to integrity with every fiber of your being and to never let it go. Let it be your beacon of light. Allow yourself to be challenged. Make yourself uncomfortable. Let integrity guide you through your challenges. Let integrity be the anchor that gives you strength, that holds you together. This is the legacy that you will leave behind. Go out into the world with integrity. Be an example. Always choose integrity. Choose principle over convenience, truth over illusion, and honor over expediency. Leaving high school knowing the strength of your character will be one of your greatest contributions to the world. The future depends on you. Congratulations to the class of 2025. I wish you all the best as we travel our separate ways, exploring diverse environments and undergoing challenges, but surpassing them in the same manner, with integrity. Thank you.
And now you know why Jane was a Manson Essay winner. Our guest speaker tonight is Senator Brad Farron. Thank you for being here. He's serving his fourth term in the Maine State Senate. He represents the people of District 3, which includes municipalities in both Somerset and Penobscot counties, as well as the Kennebec County communities of Benton, Clinton, and Unity Township. Prior to serving in the Maine Senate, Senator Farron served District 111 for 2 terms in the Maine House of Representatives. While there, he served as the ranking member of the Veterans and Legal Affairs Committee and the Transportation Committee. He continued his service as a Senate Republican lead on both of these committees in his first 2 terms and served on the Transportation Committee during the 131st legislature. With more than 35 years of experience in construction and project management, Senator Farron is the Corporate Facilities Manager for Milton Cap, New England's premier construction equipment supplier, as well as Milton Rents, a construction equipment rental company. In this role, he is responsible for property management, regulatory compliance, facility maintenance, and the startup of all major capital projects for 31 facilities across 6 states. Prior to his legislative service, he was the Command Chief Master Sergeant for the Maine Air National Guard before retiring in 2013 as its highest-ranking enlisted airman after serving for nearly 3 decades. He deployed to Iraq in 2008 in Operation Iraqi Freedom and to the Horn of Africa in 2009 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Senator Farron has more than 18 major awards and decorations, including the Legion of Merit and the Air Force Meritorious Service Medal. He's a proud member of the American Legion, VFW, the Enlisted Association of the National Guard, and the Air Force Sergeants Association. Locally, he served as a captain with Norridgewock Fire Department until 2004. Senator Farron lives in Norridgewock with his wife Lynn. Between the two, they have 4 daughters and 4 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Senator Farron to MCI.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson, for the introduction and the invitation to be here today. Before I start, I think I'd really like to invite you to the State House, because I think that essay on integrity could be used in the halls down there in Augusta. So, ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2025, parents, teachers, and everyone here today who have supported and stood beside the graduates seated before us, it is an honor to be here today as you celebrate this milestone in your lives. Today signifies a transition. The course of which you choose to navigate depends entirely upon your goals, your ambitions, and what is important to you. This is uncharted territory. It may be guided by a college you choose to attend, a job you work, where you choose to live, and those you choose to walk through life with. That choice is different for each and every one of you here today. No two are alike. Whatever the direction you choose to go, choose with an open heart and an open mind. Never be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. And most importantly, respect and cherish the relationships you build along the way. When asked to address you today, I reflected on decisions that I believe have framed my life. I made personal choices early in life that helped shape who I am today. I chose to go into the military, where I served nearly 30 years, including being deployed to Iraq and Africa. I returned home to continue my military career in Maine, working my way up to the senior enlisted leader as the state command chief for the Maine Air National Guard, and served that way until my retirement over a decade ago. When my career in the military came to a close, I chose to continue serving others in the Maine House of Representatives, which led me to where I am today, serving the people of our great state as a senator in the Maine Senate. Those choices were easy to make, as I always believe my calling has always been one of service. Throughout many years, I've also held a full-time civilian job to support my family. Throughout every step in my journey, the only thing that allowed me to become who I am today have been the relationships I made along the way. Lifelong friendships with the most dedicated men and women who serve our country, both in military and in office. To the folks I work for and with at Milton Cat, I would not be where I am today without their friendship, support, and guidance. And of course, in my opinion, the most important ingredient to success is the love and the support of your family. Today I have 4 beautiful grandchildren who remind me daily of why service to others is so important. Now let's talk about something people don't always like to talk about at a celebration like this: failure. You're going to stumble. At some point in the years ahead, you will try something and fall short. You'll face rejection, disappointment, and confusion. That's not a prediction, it's a guarantee. But here's the good news. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every person I've ever respected has failed, often more than once. What defines them is how they respond. They learn, they adapt, they keep going. Resilience isn't just being tough, it's about having the faith to believe that your worth isn't defined by a single outcome. When I first started leading others in the military, I made mistakes. I wasn't always confident, but I listened, I learned from mentors, and over time I grew. That's what you must do. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, even when it's hard. And while you're out there on the road of life, don't forget who you are when no one's watching. Character is formed in those quiet moments. Moments when you tell the truth, even though it's uncomfortable. See the theme here? When you help someone with no expectation of a reward. When you apologize sincerely. When you do the right thing, not for attention, but because your conscience tells you it's right. Protect your integrity. It is your most valuable asset. In a world that always tells you to focus inward on your image, how many likes you have on social media, your status, your wealth, choosing to focus your energy outward can give you a new, refreshing perspective. You don't need to be famous or wealthy to change the world. You just need to care deeply and act consistently. So if I could offer you one guiding principle, it would be this: seek purpose, not success. You didn't get to this day alone. Look around. Your parents, teachers, coaches, mentors, and friends. These people poured into you everything that they had to get you here today. They believed in you when you might not even believed in yourself. As you go forward, remember this: life is not meant to be lived alone. Build your community. Invest in deep, meaningful relationships. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, encourage you, and hold you accountable. And be that kind of person for others. You have no idea the impact you can make just by showing up, just by listening, and just by being present. So class of 2025, where do you go from here? You go forward with hope, with courage, with the knowledge that the road won't always be smooth, but that you are equipped to walk it. You will write your own story. No one else can do that for you, and it won't be written in a straight line. It's going to be a little messy, but it'll be magnificent, and it'll be yours. Don't ever forget where you came from, but don't let where you came from dictate where you go. Your generation faces challenges, but you also carry enormous potential. You are entering the world at a time when innovation, compassion, leadership, and resilience are needed more than ever. Step forward boldly. Be curious, be kind, be brave, and above all, be someone who chooses to live life to its fullest. Most importantly, remember as you leave here today that you are the pilot. I had to get my Air Force comment in there. You will be the one navigating your future. How you do it will be just as important as what you accomplish. Remember, you cannot predict the future, but you can help shape it. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future isn't waiting. It's here, and it belongs to you. Thank God, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Senator Farron. We have a swag bag for you. We're not going to let you leave here empty-handed. We're going to cover you in MCI paraphernalia that you can parade around the State House and Legislature, just reminding everybody we're here. So, again, thank you so much. I see some chairs before me. The faculty chairs. Maine Central Institute awards 2 faculty chairs to deserving individuals each year at graduation. These chairs recognize not just longevity of service, but exceptional love and loyalty towards MCI, often accompanied by personal sacrifice, or in one of my heroes' words, Winston Churchill, blood, sweat, and tears. The 2 faculty chairs are named after 2 very special teachers, Roderick Smith and Norbert W. Young Sr. Both were master teachers who each taught from the early 1940s to the 1970s, 4 decades. Roderick Smith taught biology, while Norbert Young Sr. taught industrial arts. The Faculty and Staff Award Committee have selected 2 individuals to be their recipients this year. Can I please ask Angela Polonis to come forward, please? I'm going to put you on the spot. Please do. The Roderick Al Smith Faculty Chair is presented to Angie Polonis. Angie joined the MCI faculty and staff team in 2016, and since that time has become such a part of the fabric of school life that it's very difficult to imagine any day without her cheery, positive, and upbeat presence on campus. There is not a single student at the school whom she has not in some way positively influenced and impacted, and in so many ways beyond her love of fur babies and the teaching of health and introduction to sports medicine, which, while one is required and the other an elective, are interactive, life-relevant, and enthusiastically received by all students. Nowhere is this enthusiasm better expressed than her Introduction to Medical Concepts class, which embraces the incorporation of the Pittsfield Sebastopol Valley Hospital as part of her instructional canvas, with students routinely visiting and shadowing healthcare professionals. MCI is transforming itself into a school of schools that is seeing the development of a comprehensive educational pathways model that, in addition to our all-important academic diploma, includes focus areas in math and science, arts and humanities, industry and trade, nature and environment, and engineering. The intent is to give all of our students increasing options that will allow them to follow individual subject passions, which we believe will further fire their desire to study and learn. A large part of this initiative will be the incorporation through partnership development of real-world external learning opportunities, EALOs, in established main institutions, businesses, and companies. Angie has been doing this for years with her students, getting them outside the classroom, and it was only natural that we turned to her expertise as a pivotal member of the Pathways Planning team, and we are all truly grateful that her wealth of experience in this field was able to shape our ambitions with strong doses of realism as we continue to reach for the stars. As a certified athletic trainer, Angie herself gets out into the community and supports not just MCI, often covering our own full-time trainer Patrick Hatworth if he's out or spread thin, but many other institutions throughout the locale. Her athletic trainer skills are also fully utilized as part of our summer STEAM camp program, where she teaches our Taiwanese and local students the delivery of first aid and CPR instruction. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, I was in Taiwan with Mr. G. Lombardo recently, and I asked many of our partner students in Taiwan, you've been to the STEAM camp, you've been to Maine, you've been to MCI, you've gone through the program, what did you enjoy most? And after food, fixing broken bones and using the defibrillator in Angie's class scored pretty high. Angie's regional impact is further exemplified by being the advisor to the MCI Key Club, which with its community service focus is probably the most active club on campus. It's not an exaggeration to say that if anything needs to be done locally, Angie gets the call and deploys her troops accordingly, in addition to the annual Easter egg hunt and colour run. And of course, the Key Club orchestrates one of the central events in the MCI calendar, the Snowball, whose annual success is directly attributable to Angie's meticulous planning, preparation, and wholehearted commitment to making sure that absolutely everybody has an amazing and fun-filled time right at the end of Winter Carnival. We're not actually teaching in the classroom, Angie's exposing students to real life. and they are better prepared for it because of her leadership, capacity to develop partner relationships, and then work collaboratively with them. She is an outstanding team player whose commitment to her students and MCI know no bounds. Angie, most deserved congratulations on being awarded the Roderick L. Smith Faculty Chair. Thank you so much for being a shining example to us all. Well done. And we'll make sure the chairs don't run off. The Norbert W. Young Senior Faculty Chair. Could I please ask Jessica Verrill to please come forward? Lubricating the larynx. One of the greatest advantages of MCI being an independent school is that we have the wonderful ability to hire incredibly, highly credentialed professionals with wide-ranging real-life experience in a variety of important fields without the requirement of Maine State teacher certification. Jessica Verrill is one such teacher, who before joining MCI in 2018 was a chemical engineer. So who better to teach chemistry than an industry practitioner? But as with all of our MCI faculty and staff, Jess is so much more than just a chemistry teacher. She is a member of my own weekend duty team number 7, and I can guarantee that whenever we're on, there will be a Friday night quiz led by Jess. And she has perfected the Sunday Walmart trip to an art form. Driving one of our white buses, Jess can do 3 round trips, transporting 36 students to Newport and back in precisely 1 hour 45 minutes, while giving each group 30 minutes shopping time. That's amazing. Now that's the scientific method. Jess, with Johnny Byes, was also the advisor for the MCI class of 2024, of which her own daughter, Addison, who is now studying at Dartmouth, was valedictorian. Her other daughter, Lily, graduated from MCI in 2022 and is a student at Maine Maritime Academy. The MCI 2025 yearbook is also thanks to Jess, who just this year took on this mammoth responsibility. And I think you will agree with me that this year's trumpet is simply excellent. Concurrently, Jess is also the advisor to the Student Council, and many of the fun activities that this group orchestrates, often at all school meetings, are directly attributed to Jess's drive and enthusiasm. Indeed, as I think about Jess, it's perhaps the word enthusiasm that most immediately comes to mind. In addition to her formal responsibilities, Jess can be found at practically every annual event that MCI puts on, from theatre, ballet, music, through to athletics. Indeed, at the recent Husky Throwdown, she was manning the concession stand and tells me that we cleared about $1,000, which is great for the budget. And as Jess was manning the concession stand, her husband Corey was taking photographs of all of the events, which he often does at so many athletic meets, and especially track and field, which he then kindly shares with the school for use. For the Verrills, MCI is definitely a family affair, and this is a noticeable mention because working at MCI is not a job. It's more of a way of life with its constant calls for attention, action, and support. And anybody with an 8 till 4 mentality will not last long here. You all know how hard it is to raise children. And we've got 198 of them here, with about 50 of them living with us 24/7. We could not do what we do here at MCI without the wholehearted support of our spouses, who allow us to be constantly on call and available. And I'd like to give a special call out, not just to Cora's support of Jess, but to all of our wives and husbands who allow us to commit so much time and energy to this truly remarkable school. Thank you. This is perhaps more pertinent now than ever before, because MCI doesn't really close. We stay open pretty much all year round, including the breaks, with the one exception of the December holidays. And in addition to teaching computer applications, chemistry, physics, and advanced chemistry in our own main school year, Jess is also an integral part of our summer STEAM camp for faculty, and will do so again this year, as she did last year, teach laboratory science to our Taiwanese dual enrollment diploma students. In closing, I would like to thank Jess for her unwavering support of all that we do here. She is a literal, multi-talented, all-round educator, both in and out of the classroom, whose persona is always positive, with a glass-half-full mentality, who is entirely student-centric and always has a cheery smile. Her instructional impact on students is profound, and the award of the Norbert W. Young Senior Faculty Chair is very well deserved. Congratulations, Jess. Everybody doing okay? Hanging in there? Great. Just want to check. I'm now going to proceed with the presentation of awards and trophies. The description of these awards and trophies can be found in your 2025 Scholarship Awards book. And if I can ask Mr. Gianlombardo and Mr. Dean to assist me, I would be most grateful. Now, as we are in here today because of the weather's had a major impact on a lot of our athletic events this season, with cancellations and rescheduling. And because a few students had to miss student chapel, we thought it only right and proper that we award those scholarships that they would have typically got on Friday today. And those are the first parts of our ceremony. So if I could ask Celia Stinson, Grace Cunningham, Haywon No, and Samuel Geary to join me on the front of the stage here. The Andrew Klein and James Lovely Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Grace Cunningham. The MCI Alumni Association Award is awarded to Celia Stinson. The Rodney Johannet Scholarship, Haywon No. George D. Mitchell Scholarship is awarded to Grace Cunningham. And the Worthington Scholarship is awarded jointly to Celia Stinson and Samuel Geary. Congratulations. You may return to your chairs. Could I ask David Wright, Coda Knox, and Oscar Kersey to please join us on stage? The Visual Performing Arts Department would like to recognize the following students' accomplishments this year. Guitar 1, Coda Knox. Modern Band, David Wright. And Theatre Arts, Oscar Kersey. Congratulations. You may return to your seats. Now, from this point forward, These awards are those that are typically given out during commencement. And I would ask Caleb Kennedy, Destiny Shaw, Cassie Snowman, and Celia Stinson to join us on stage. The Dale MacDonald Baseball Award is given to Caleb Kennedy. The Ivor Craignell Softball Award is given to Cassie Snowman. The Malacca Russell Field Hockey Award is given to Celia Stinson. And the MCI Churn Award is given to Destiny Shaw. Now, Celia and Caleb, you could both stay on stage, please. Cassie and Destiny, you may return to your seats. If Abigail McCarran, Haywan No, and Noah Ward would please join us on stage, please. The John Slagle Soccer Award is presented to Abigail McCarran and Noah Ward. The Mark Porter Memorial Award is presented to Caleb Kennedy. The Sanger Cook Track Award is presented to Celia Stinson. And the Morris Earl Cross Country Award to Haywan No. Noah, if you stay on stage, and Abigail, Celia, Caleb, and Haywan, you may return to your seats. Will Heidi DeShane, Dominic Rizza, and Carter Kennedy please join us on stage. The MCI Wrestling Award is presented to Dominic Rizza. The MCI Tennis Award is presented to Heidi DeShane and Noah Ward. And the John Dana Golf Award is presented to Carter Kennedy. Noah, please stay again. Thank you, everybody. Could Abigail McCarran, Gillian Rendu, Oscar Kersey, and Cassie Snowman please come to the stage? The Roderick Smith Basketball Award is presented to Gillian Rindo and Oscar Kersey. The MCI Coaches Award is presented to Cassie Snowman and Oscar Kersey. The Gary S. Dupill Sportsmanship Awards is presented to Abigail McCarran and Noah Ward. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Will Celia Stinson and Caleb Kennedy please join us on stage? The Student Athletes of the Year Awards presented to Celia Stinson and Caleb Kennedy. Congratulations. You may return to your seats. Could Jane Mounts, Sebastian Rail, Heidi Deshane, Sen Chen, and Noah Ward please join me on the stage? The Frank T. Heseltine Biology Award is presented to Jane Mounts. The John Slagle Humanities Award is presented to Sebastian Rail and Heidi Deshane. The Jill Quint English Award is presented to Sen Chen. And the Paul Legg Physics Award is presented to Noah Ward. You may return to your seats. Could I ask Oscar Kersey, David Griglio, and Rowan Nelson to please join us on stage? The MCI Drama Award is presented to Oscar Kersey and Rowan Nelson. And the MCI Mathematics Award is presented to David Griglio. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Could Heidi Deshane and Celia Stinson please join us on the stage? The Betty Weber Human Development Award is presented to Celia Stinson. The Rosalie Williams Speaking Award is presented to Heidi Deshane. Heidi, please stay. Celia, you may return to your seat. Will Caleb Kennedy please come to the stage? Uh-oh. Heidi and Caleb with a gavel. What possibly could go wrong? The MCI Senior Class President's Gavel Award is presented to Caleb Kennedy. The MCI Student Council President Gavel Award is presented to Heidi DeShane. You may return to your seats. Could I ask Sen Chen, David Wright, and Sarah Luna Barrera to join us on stage? The Residential Dean's Award is presented to Sen Chen. The Residential Hall Directors Awards are presented as follows. For Alumni Hall, Sarah Luna Barrera. And for Manson Hall, David Wright. You may return to your seats. Will Jane Mounts, Jane Weymouth, and Shelby Jordan please join us on stage? The Margaret Witham Challenge Cup. Named in honor of Margaret Witham, teacher, guidance counselor, and alumni director, who during her long and distinguished career at MCI successfully counseled students to realize their potential and accept the responsibilities that adulthood brings. The administration of MCI has chosen to honor that senior who best demonstrates the ideal of setting high goals and challenging him or herself to achieve them. This year's Challenge Cup is awarded to Shelby Jordan. The George M. Parks Awards. The awards that follow acclaim the achievement of academic excellence. These scholars are critical thinkers, problem solvers, and great communicators who have the courage and self-esteem to challenge themselves with academic programming at the highest level that MCI has to offer. And it is with profound respect for each individual that MCI honors their award today. The Valedictorian Award is presented to Jane Weymouth. The Valedictorian Award is presented to Jane Mounts. Jane, please stay where you are. Shelby and Jane, you may leave. Or Janey. Could I ask Caleb Kennedy to please join us on stage? The Faculty and the Master's Cup Awards were established to represent the highest honour Maine Central Institute faculty can bestow on a senior girl and boy. They pay tribute to the two seniors who, in the opinion of the faculty, best represent the highest ideals of the school through a combination of excellence in academic diligence, character, leadership, involvement in school activities, and school spirit. Now, I am not going to let Caleb escape without saying a few words. Caleb Kennedy is presented the Master's Cup. You ready for this? What's the Klingon proverb? Ladies and gentlemen, the 28th of September 2022 was a momentous day for Caleb. I recently booted up his record on our school information system, Power School, clicked his behaviour tab, and to my horror, discovered that he had overslept. Caleb was given a tardy. In 4 years at MCI, this was Caleb's only reported infraction. That's quite remarkable. Okay, I accept your apology. Now, I've been in education for 25 years. I've been in the classroom, I've been a coach, and I've been in administration. And I can verify something that I suspect most of you already know. Caleb is as fine a student athlete as you will find anywhere in this world. But hand on heart, he is so much more than this. Between being the only employee of our Board of Trustees and having the honour and privilege of serving as MCI head of school, I wander around campus, I drop into classrooms, I go to events, and I often have a camera hanging from my neck. And when I first arrived here, Caleb pretty much caught my eye almost immediately. And not just because he possesses the warmest and most disarming smile around, but because he is truly ubiquitous, as I've said, quite literally found everywhere. He is a continuous, fine, three-season athlete in football, basketball, and baseball. Dedicated academician, appearing for all 4 MCI years on the high or highest honour roll, and consummate consumer of every single opportunity that is available here at school, from taking part in all of our winter carnival events, learning guitar, through to most recently supporting and appearing in drama productions, and actively encouraging his friends to have a go as well. And when he's not doing it himself or encouraging others, you will always find Caleb on the sidelines, supporting and cheering everybody else on, no matter what the occasion. By all accounts, Caleb is a remarkable young man. Outwardly dedicated, hard-working, gritty, determined, and truly charismatic. But it's a personal view that it is his inner angels that will really leave the most lasting impression here at MCI. Caleb is kind. He is generous. He's thoughtful to a fault, friendly, ethical. He has no sharp edges. In short, he is an authentic and genuine human being, and every day the epitome of politeness. Indeed, to use a phrase that perhaps lost a little bit of meaning, Caleb is a gentleman who instinctively does the right thing, and whose daily comportment and actions speak louder than any words ever will. I know that we will all miss Caleb deeply, for he is a once-in-a-generation student. But we also know that he will make a positive difference in this world as he navigates his future, always on an even keel, always thinking of others first, and in so doing, continue to make us all very proud. The Master's Cup is presented to Caleb Kennedy. Now, Jane's been up here for a while, and I've already had a little bit of a chat with you all about Jane and her remarkable career here at MCI. The unassuming yet remarkable Jane Mounts. So just out of curiosity, as I said, I talked a little bit earlier about Jane, I just couldn't help looking up her discipline record in Power School. It read, "No log entries were found for this student." In other words, a perfect MCI discipline record for all 4 years here. Sorry, Caleb. Jane Mounts is the recipient of the Faculty Cup. Thank you. This concludes the presentation of the Achievement Awards, and I would like to personally congratulate all of our recipients, both during Senior Chapel on Friday and today, on receipt of those honours. I would now like to introduce the senior class advisors for the class of 2025, Miss Angela Michaud and Miss Micheline Duplessis. This is the time we've all been looking forward to, the result of 4 years of incredibly hard work by our seniors, with critically the support of their family, their friends, and their teachers. The awarding of diplomas to each member of the class of 2025. Are you guys ready? Yes? Okay.
Alice Margaret McCannell.
Caleb Walter Kennedy.
Ethan Robert Bardsley.
Hyunji Lim.
Maya Jo Bassford.
Noli Lane Littlefield.
Matthew Joshua Bernier.
Sarah Ivana Luna Barrera.
Adriana Marie Brooks.
Abigail Lynn McCarran.
Dante Alexander Burnham.
Rowan Sander Nelson.
Haley Nicole Callahan.
Haywan No.
Kaylee May Carroll.
Cooper L. Paget.
Sen Chin.
Kenny Lee Post.
Grace Elaine Cunningham.
Sebastian J. Rail.
Heidi Catherine Deshane.
Connor James Reynolds.
Samuel Jacob Gary.
Mason Edward Richards.
David Kieran Griglio.
Jillian Lee Riandu.
Sophia Lynette Hanscom.
Chloe Nicole Rivera.
Aaliyah Elizabeth Harris.
Katelise Rivera.
Logan Matthew Hutchins.
Dominic Alexander Rizza.
George Jiang.
Destiny Jade Shaw.
Shelby L. Jordan.
Drew Carl Shorey.
Carter Allen Huff Kennedy.
Cassie Lorene Snowman.
Keith William Kennedy.
Celia Ann Stinson.
Oscar Montego Carasy.
Libby Elaine Trask.
Min Young Kim.
Noah Thomas Ward.
Coda Daniel Knox.
Anthony Thomas West.
Alyssa Skyan Laffoon.
Jane Claire Weymouth.
Lily Alice Weymouth.
David Antonio Wright. Jane Hare Mouts.
Will the class of 2025 please join me in moving our tassels from right to left? Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you all for attending today's commencement ceremony. Thank you, Senator Farron, for being our graduation speaker. Thank you all for your support and encouragement of our students each and every day. Can I ask you to please stand now for the singing of the school song, the words to which will be found in your program, led by the class of 2025. Thank you. If I could ask you to remain standing as the faculty and staff lead the recessional, which will close our ceremony.